So, Jon Garcia has asked for tips on yo-yoing.
And who's the yo-yo master? Marcus.
Marcus is the yo-yo master. Wait for it, wait for it. Another yo-yo. The basics. First of all, the first thing you were doing wrong, this is not how you throw a yo-yo. Not trying to be mean, just saying, this is how you were throwing it. This is not how you throw a yo-yo. And this is all just tied off. This is just a knot with a loop there. To put it on your finger, a common mistake is people will try and ram their finger into that loop, get the yo-yo stuck or whatever. What you do is you use the loop to make a drop the yo-yo. You use the loop to make a slip knot, where you take the loop, put the string through the loop, so now the loop's down here, and then you just put the string halfway between your first and second knuckles, like that, pull it tight. What I like is to have the loop on this side of my finger rather than on this side, so when you throw a breakaway, if it's on the other side, if you throw a breakaway, the yo-yo will pull on the string and loosen up the loop, and it'll end up flying off your finger, and I've broken glass like that before. Yeah, and then you just wind it up and get started. You want the string to be going up and over the yo-yo, so when it rolls off, it's going the right direction. I'm gonna go like straight, like a little kid lesson. Take you ready? Make a muscle, aim it forward, your elbows pointing straight out, throw it down, like that.
And then I threw it on the ground.
Right on the ground. Throw it like this. You let go right about there. Flick your wrist forward. Let the yo-yo go out. Turn your hand over and catch. See how I'm doing that? So that's the first throw that you're gonna learn. There's other throws. That's just the typical throw. I don't remember what it's called. And you got the forward pass where you do the same thing,
Christ.
Upside down. You want to basically just roll your shoulder, let your arm follow, flick your wrist. With a forward pass, if you catch it like that, then it's going the wrong direction. You want to flip your hand over and catch it underhand like that. And then the other throw is the breakaway, which you throw it off to the side. You can either hold it like this, so your fingers are facing that way, and you just hold it, flick your wrist sideways, or there are people that will hold it like this and throw it, whichever one works for you. Throw it off to the side, and then catch it when it gets to your other shoulder. And so those are the basics. Once you get those down, you can make it sleep. If this yo-yo doesn't want to work, so or doesn't want to sleep, so I'm going to switch to the other yo-yo. So this one will sleep, but this particular one, like this is asleep, where it's spinning on the end of the string like that. This one is called a non-responsive yo-yo. It won't come back to your hand when you tug it. Most cheap yo-yos will. If you can make them sleep, most of them will come back to your hand. This one you have to do what's called a bind. You do that. So anyway, yeah, you can make it sleep, which is you just throw it, and instead of turning your hand over immediately, let it dangle like that first, and then turn your hand over, and then you can do some mad tricks. You can do things with the breakaway, like the trapeze. You just catch it on the string, and then throw it back. The windy loop, or the double on trapeze, which is a trapeze, and then a second trapeze. You can do Eli hops, which is you do a trapeze, and you bounce it off the string and catch it. So you do 3 Eli hops. That in a tournament would count as an Eli hop if you manage to get it back. Yeah. So the basics are throwing it, letting it sleep. This is where pretty much every string trick comes in. Catching it. Then the non-string tricks, the looping tricks, you can do with stuff like this. Those are things like pop the fence, or I don't remember what that one's called, but
It's awesome though.
you can do that one as many times as you want. You bring it out, and as it comes back to your hand, just before you would catch it, flick your wrist like this, and it'll just drop it down and throw it back out. But anyway, so that's the basics on yo-yoing. I'm making Megan flinch like mad because I'm just like throwing the yo-yo at her.
Jesus.
She's holding the camera. And she's just like freaking out right now. Here you go, Jon. Oh, and by the way, throw punch!